Students, welcome back to your class of English. I'm here again with another video on the poem that is The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Yesterday in the previous class we discussed about this poem, and today we'll discuss more about this poem so that you can have better understanding about this poem. As this poem is written by W.B. Yeats, and here the poet is longing about a place that is full of peace and tranquility, and that place is Innisfree, a place where he spent a lot of time as a child, as a boy. And Innisfree is the name of a place. It is very quiet place, and that is the reason the poet wants to go there and just to spend the time there. As he had spent his childhood in that place, he has very sweet memories of that place, and that is why he wanted to go back to Innisfree, the lake island of Innisfree. Now let's see what the poet says in the first stanza. I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live alone in the bee loud glade, and live alone in the bee loud glade. Now let's see first about the words that are given here. Cabin. Cabin means a room. Cabin means room, and arise means to get up. And wattles. Wattles are actually the sticks, twisted sticks that are used to make walls and fences. And 9 bean rows here means the cultivation of the vegetable beans. And bee loud means the buzzing sound that is made by the bees, and glade means open space. Now let's see what the poet says in the first stanza. The poet here in the first stanza says that he will go to the Innisfree. Over there he will build a small room for himself with clay and small sticks, and which are used to make the walls and fences of the cabin. As he will need some food to eat also, so he will grow 9 bean rows near his room. And also he will get the honey from the honey beehive. And he also says that the open space where he will build his room will be full of buzzing sounds of the bees, and over there he will live all alone in peace and tranquility. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all a glimmer, a noon a purple glow, an evening full of the linnet's wings. Dropping from the veils. Veils means a fine piece of cloth that is worn by the women to protect their face or to hide their face. And cricket is a insect. Glimmer means to shine. A linnet is a grey and brown colored bird with short beak. So let's see what the poet says in this stanza. The poet says that when in Innisfree he will feel peaceful. He will find peace there. And he says that the feeling of peace is felt slowly and gradually, and dropping slowly and gradually. He describes how he would feel peace in the morning. In the morning time, he says, then when it is cloudy, as the morning would cover his face with the veil and hidden itself. Looking at this scene, he will find himself in peace. And further he says that when the male cricket's insect will sing a song, that sound will bring him at peace. And at midnight, when the stars will twinkle in the open sky, their shine will give him peace. And in the afternoon, when the sunlight will give a purplish glow, it will also give him peace. And during the evening full of the linnet's wings, when this bird, linnet bird, flying in the sky and will be singing, then he will be able to find peace. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Night and day means all the time, and lapping means striking. Heart's core means the innermost part of the heart. Now let's see what the poet says in the last stanza of the poem. Here the poet says that now he will stand up and go to the Innisfree because all the time the sound of the lake water striking the shores repeats in his mind. This sound attracts him towards the lake and towards the shores of the lake. And while I stand on the roadway, and wherever he is, either standing on the roadway or on the grey pavements, he hears the sound deep in the innermost part of his heart. So here the poet is just longing, just wishing to go back to the place in Innisfree where he spent his childhood, and all the time he is just cherishing his memory and really wishing to go back to that place. Now let's talk about the rhyming scheme. As if we talk about the rhyming scheme of the first stanza is A B A B. Innisfree, A, made, B, A, and glade, B. So the rhyming scheme of this poem would be A B A B. Slow sings glow wings. Slow A sings B, glow A wings B. So it would be A B A B. And if we talk about the poetic devices are the devices that the poets use to make the poem more interesting, more rhythmical and musical. And the poetic device that is commonly used here by the poet is the alliteration. Now what is an alliteration? Alliteration means the repetition of the consonant sound in two or more closely placed words. The repetition of the consonant sound. Here I am talking about consonant sound, not about the vowel sounds. If there would be the repetition of vowel sounds, then it would be known as assonance. But if there would be the repetition of closely placed words of the consonant sounds, that it would be known as alliteration. Now let's see the example. In the first stanza, hive for the honey bee. Here H sound has been repeated. Hive H, honey H. H sound is repeated, and then the next one, loud live loud, L sound has been repeated. So the rhyming scheme is A B, and the poetic device that has been used by the poet, the first one is alliteration, and the next one is metaphor. Now what is the meaning of metaphor? Metaphor is always used as a symbolic meaning. When, as in simile, the poet or the author directly compares the things or unlike objects with the help of as and like. But in metaphor, the poet just considers the thing as it is. Here the veil has been compared with the clouds. When the poet says that the morning hides itself in the cloud, so here the poet has used the word veil. So veils are the symbolic or the symbolism of clouds. So it would be the example of metaphor. So I really hope that you all have understood the poem in a better way, in a much better way. So today let's discuss about the comprehension. Tick the correct options. The first one is the speaker wishes to go to. Option is A, a castle, B, an island, and C, a dreamland. Any guesses? Yes, I really hope that you would be able to know the answer. Yes, the correct answer is an island. The correct answer would be an island. And the next one is the speaker hopes to find dash in Innisfree. The speaker hopes to find dash in Innisfree. What does he hopes to find there? So first one is fairies. The next option is peace and tranquility. And the third one is love and friendship. Yes, as the poet all the time is talking about peace and calmness and tranquility. So the correct answer is peace and tranquility. And the third one is the poet hears the sound of the dash when he is away from Innisfree. What sound does he hear? When he is away from there. He is not there. The first is linnets, the second is lake water, and the third one is cricket. As you will go through the poem, in the last stanza the poet says, wherever he is, whether on the roadway or on the pavements, he always listens the striking sound of the lake water. So the option would be B, lake water. And the next one is, in Innisfree, the poet wants to live. Option is in the lap of nature, an active life, C, both A and B. So as you have gone through the poem very carefully and you would be able to answer this question, the option is A, in the lap of nature, as he is already living an active life, a busy life, by living in one of the most occupied city. But here the poet is really wants to be in the lap of nature. So the correct option would be A. The next one, the phrase be loud glade suggests option 1, a glade that is noisy, a glade that one can hear the sound made by the bees, and a glade that is full of bees. Be loud glade. So be loud. So option would be the B1, a glade where one can hear the sound made by the bees. So dear students, in the previous class I asked you to complete the word meaning, vocabulary, word bank and rhyming scheme of the poem and the poetic devices. And today your work is to do the comprehension that we have discussed today. And in the next class we'll discuss about the other question answers and explain the meaning of the sentences that have been given to us in the exercise. So complete your work. Stay happy, stay safe. Thank you.